Everyone, if anyone's here, hello and welcome to Adventures with Roxanne. I'm back from my trip. I went on a cruise and I went to Disney. And I have some new things to show you in the house. A new thing to show you in the house. Ta-da! My new stove. Can y'all see? It don't open down. It opens out. It opens out. I'll show you. It opens out. And I like it. It's got bake, broil, convection, and warm. I used it this morning, like to burn my bread, but hey, it works. It works, it works, it works. Welcome, whoever's here. Welcome, everyone. And some of y'all may be on your road trip home. Some of y'all may be here. But hello and welcome to Adventures with Roxanne. Yeah. I had to get a couple plates because until I get things really organized in the kitchen, I'm still using paper plates. And today, we're going to be peeling a potato. And I'm going to make homemade, it's going to do like, what do you call it? From like the Waffle House kind of style potatoes, hash brown. But I changed my mind. I'm going to cut some up as small as I can get it. Hey, Joe Huff. I am well, yeah, well, got a little runny nose. I caught the crud again on my trip, but it's not as bad as it was before, so it's okay. So, but I am going to take this potato. I got a couple of potatoes, and I'm going to cut them, peel them, and then you can use, if you like the peeling, leave the peeling. I don't like the peeling, too much fiber. So I'm going to do that. Then I've also got a beef sirloin steak. And I use throwaway dishes, pans in the. I use these throwaway things, pie tins, plates, whatever you want to call it. We had a great time on the rock and roll cruise. Little hectic, little chaotic the first couple of days. You know, nobody but a few of us had internet, and so the next trip, he's going to make sure we all have a way to connect with each other. And the schedule was not given out to everybody. I got mine from another person on the cruise. So I knew the schedule. Sometimes the schedule interfered with the cruise stuff I wanted to do. But you can pick and choose. If you wanted to go on the R&R or any cruise with a bunch of people, you don't have to do what they're doing. But at least show up to one or two things. Well, I showed up to all of it. Might have been late to one, but I was there at all of them. So, yeah. So, for those that don't know how to cook, I would like to start doing my cooking again once a week live. And you can cook along with me. I can show you how to make something. You tell me what you want to learn how to make. And like I taught my autism friend to cook eggs. He can cook them in the microwave, but he can cook eggs. And so now he cooks himself eggs about once or twice a month. Because he said he was tired of, at the time he was tired of the same old thing. So I showed him how to make eggs in the microwave. So we're just going to sit here. And I like my new lights up here. If y'all hadn't seen those, you really can't see them. It's got 5 up there, but they're not hanging down like the other one was so low that it's blinding you when I go live. And I believe these potatoes I bought, I believe they're the yucca gold ones, the yellow cover on the inside. So it doesn't matter whatever kind of potato you got, just peel it, get the peeling off, and cut them in small pieces. Now, if I could find my other peeler thing, well, a grater, it's got a slice inside on it. And you can slice the potatoes thin But at the moment, till I get my kitchen back in working order, which will be uh, slowly happening over the next few weeks, there, you know, anybody want to come visit Roxanne and help her organize the kitchen, come right along. But we're going to get organized. We're going to put things away. We're going to maybe get rid of some more things. I'm not sure yet. So, one potato. It's going to have potato, a little bit of heavy cream, and I'm just going to cut them in small little pieces. You know, it doesn't matter that it'll have to be uniform, just small. If I had my pillar, they would all be a little thinner than what I'm doing them. But we're going to cook in my new oven. I love that my new oven opens from the side. That I do not have to, before I would open the oven, and it's right here at my belly, and my little short arms can't reach in there, so I'd have to go around to the side and get the stuff out of the oven. But now that I have an oven that opens to the side, if y'all were here and saw that, I'll show you again in a minute when I go to put these potatoes in. I got one potato, I'm going to peel two. I got three out, but I think I'm just going to use two of them. And I'm just, no rhyme or reason on the size and the thickness. Well, kind of want to have them all the same thickness, because if you don't, they don't cook evenly. But semi one nice little layer on the bottom of your pan. And then we're going to take the other potato and we're going to fill it and then put it in the pan with it. And then I'm going to cover it with a little cream and cheese. Now you can, I'm probably going to put cheese and cream on this layer before I put another layer of, I'm trying to just use up some cheese I have before it goes bad on me, because I bought it before I went on the cruise and it was already open and I've eaten part of it. And if the cheese gets dry, especially slices of cheese, you don't want to eat it. So, and it's going to have salt and pepper and garlic powder. I can't use I can't use fresh garlic. Bothers my stomach. I had a lot of problem with that on the cruise. I love that the cruise ships are trying to do more healthier choices. But when you can't have the real garlic, it gave me a limited amount of things I could choose from to eat. So, okay, let me get my cheese out. I may have to I gotta go to the refrigerator and get some more. This is only, I thought it was more than, there's two slices in here. I thought there were more than that. But no, two might be enough. It will cover the bottom. We're going to take the salt and pepper. Here's my pepper. Just grind a little bit of pepper on top. If you have regular pepper, it doesn't matter. Pepper is pepper. White pepper, black pepper, mixed pepper, red pepper. This is a mixture of little red, white, and black pepper. So, and I just put a layer of pepper, a layer of salt. Now, when I cook, I don't salt after I cook. Because did you know that it takes salt a little bit of time to absorb in the food? So if you didn't salt it right the first time, it will cook in, but it takes a little bit. And then I'm putting a little garlic powder on top. And then I got 2 pieces of cheese that are trying to get dry around the edges. So I said I need to use them before they get really, really dry. It's getting dry on the edge there. But I'm going to put 2 slices, a slice and a half, 2 slices in. I save this slice and I got a little bit of goat cheese that I'm going to put on the next layer with this. That's what I'm doing. I got to rinse this potato because it's a little more dirtier than the other one. Yeah. Yep. And I'm just cutting little sliver slices. Gonna. So it's homemade potato au gratin. Well, I don't know what you call it in your countries, but potato with cheese. And it'll take about 30, 40 minutes to cook probably, because I'm not doing them real thin, because I do not know where my slicer thing is. I had to move some things around before, so the electrician can finish working. Well, he'll be back on Monday to help me set up my cameras, my lights and my cameras. And then he's going to help me maybe redo a light he put up that I don't like. I just don't. It wasn't my cup of tea. But, so I may have to find one between now and then. It's got to be a flat, big light, or I've got to have a cover, what they call a medallion, to go over the spot. So, I don't know. Hey, V! Welcome! I'm making homemade au gratin potatoes, or whatever you want to call them. I can't get to my slicer thing, because I don't know what I did with it right now. But, well, I kind of need organization going on in my kitchen. And that's going to happen, over the next couple of weeks. I got to get over this 14 days going away from home. Don't know if I'll go 14 days again in a row. I don't know, I might. But Candy came in, she lost a couple pounds, I could tell. So, then I'm just adding salt. But it don't want to come out good this morning. And like I was telling people earlier, yeah, I'm going to add butter too, because I got the butter sitting here. A little garlic powder on top. And if you like a little spice with yours, add your little ginger. I'm going to put the ginger on my steak, so I'm going to wait and hold off on that. So, but I've got a half a slice of cheese left without me having to go over to the other way and get it again. I'm just going to put this little piece of cheese. Then I got garlic. I got goat cheese I'm going to use up. Need to use it up. So I'm going to put goat cheese on top. Whatever cheese you got. Cheese is cheese. If you like a sour stinky cheese, or a mellow cheese, or just a regular sharp cheese, go right ahead. And I don't use yellow cheeses, because you know what yellow cheese is? Food coloring. So I don't use it. I try to buy all white, creamy colored cheeses, because that is your milk. And you're thinking milk's white. Well, yeah, milk is white, but sometimes milk will turn a creamier color, depends on the region you live in and what the cow was fed. And when you make your cheese, sometimes it's going to stay more of a white, and sometimes it's going to stay more of a creamy. Like this one's, this one is a little bit of goat cheese, and it's a creamy color. And there's some lighter than others, but I try to stick to the same. Whatever's on sale when I go to the grocery store, but it has to be a white cheese only. I got tired of, the processed stuff. I don't think you call it processed, but it could be. No more garlic. I don't sure. Didn't remember if I added any. All right. I got milk. Well, actually, I got half and half. You can use milk half and half, 2%, 1%. I wouldn't use an almond. I would not use an almond milk, or if you can't have milk at all, whatever milk you might like to cook with, use that if you can't use regular milk. But an almond milk to me would probably make this taste not very great. So I'm just going to splash a little bit. I don't know. I don't measure this. And it doesn't have to have a lot. Just enough to, I don't know, enough to get it wet. Because really, an au gratin does have a little milk in it and cheese, but I don't like the box stuff. I don't like the artificial cheese flavors. But that's what it looks like. And I put it in my new oven. Yeah, yeah. Just like it is. No time, no nothing. All right, y'all gonna have to come with me. Can y'all see? I don't. First, second time I've used it. This morning I made toast. I like to burn it. So we're gonna hit the bake. And it says it's on 350. You can cook this between 350 and 375, depending on your oven and your time. I'm gonna go 350 and hit the button start and put it in there. Yeah. You just want this. You just want your potatoes to get cool, and that takes 45 minutes to an hour, maybe less, depending on how thin you cut your potatoes. The thinner, the less time it takes. And these were a yellow potato. It didn't say yellow on them. If it does, I didn't read it. Let's see what it says. It says white potatoes, but they don't look like white potatoes. They look like more of a yellow potato than a white. They're yucca gold yellows. So, and then I'm going to get my steak ready, but I won't put the steak on and cook it until the potatoes are almost done. But I'm going to, I got to find my meat pounder. 1 second. Well, I guess I don't find my meat pounder because it ain't here. I don't know where it's at. So if you don't have a meat pounder, take a fork. You don't have to pound your steaks. I find it. I don't use meat tenderizer. I just put holes in it with my pounder, and it makes it more tender for me. Now you don't have to. Some people say you don't do anything. Some people don't like to put any seasoning on their steak. I think it's wrong. You need something on your steak. Salt, pepper, garlic, ginger is what I put. Sometimes I put Worcestershire, and I just let it soak it in and let it set about 5 minutes, and then I cook it. Sometimes I don't do anything. So anything but salt and pepper and garlic, Worcestershire. That's what's getting today. But so when I get really organized, I want to start cooking once a week. And I wouldn't mind having guests to come on and show them how to cook something, or guests to come on and tell me how to cook something from their country. You know, does your milk, does your butter, does your steaks, do they all look the same all over the world? No. So I'm just going to let's turn it this way. I'm just going to take this, because I don't know where my other thing is, and I'm going to, put some holes in it, tenderize it a little bit. You don't have to. They're in the U.S. right now at our store called Publix grocery store. My brother told me about it last night. They have their whole prime ribs on sale. They do it every year. And once a year they have a real good sale on it. Well, I haven't went to get one. Don't know if they have a small one, because the one I picked up last year ended up being almost $40, 30 something, almost $40. But you have to cut it yourself. I just got to organize, not vanilla flavor. Yeah. Don't know what you want vanilla flavor on savory stuff for. Now, if you're making a mole, a chocolate sauce, in Mexico, they make a chocolate sauce to go on some of their, I forget what meat they put it on, but anyway, you might add a little vanilla in it, but I don't want a mole. But I will find everything I need next time I cook. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe it's just gonna be a, oh, I want to cook today. Let's show you. Even though my kitchen's a mess, we're gonna cook anyway. So, are you at home, Miss B? If you are, you're welcome to come up and talk. If you're on your break, enjoy your break. But Joe, if you want to learn how to cook, if you don't, I don't know if you do the cooking in your house or your mama does. But kind of wish knew what I did. It might be. Oh, I may have some stuff in the microwave. I mean dishwasher. Let me see. Ah, it's in the dishwasher. I washed my dishes before I left in the dishwasher. Yeah. So, yeah. But either side of work, and you just say versus a fork versus this. That's this side. That's the fork side. Yeah, it doesn't matter. What's the electrician will come back on Monday, and we're gonna discuss if I keep the new lights or not in the other room. Not what I really wanted. So I may have to go on a hunt for big flat lights to go up on my ceiling that doesn't have a dome. This has a, you can't see through it, white dome. I don't like the white dome, so we're gonna have to maybe find something between now and Monday. And he said he could come back if he had to, if I don't have it by Monday to put them up. But he gave me dimmers in a room that I don't ever use anymore. I just need a traditional light. You know, that's all I need is a traditional kind of light. So we're gonna salt it up, and I use pink salt, or I use sea salt. Doesn't have to be pink. And you can use your regular old, whatever name you have in your country, regular salt. But I don't want all the iodine. They used to say you needed iodine in your system. I don't know if it's true or not. So, I think if God wanted iodine in our bodies, I don't know. Now I'm putting pepper. Now I'm putting it in one of my little pans here. And I'll cook it in a little bit. Right now I'm just going to let it sit and soak with my flavors on it. Now, if you do sometimes your steak too far in advance and you put certain things on it, I had it happen before. It became so much instead it wasn't a very good steak. So I wouldn't recommend seasoning more than an hour or so before, unless you're soaking them in a vinegar, white wine vinegar, or apple cider, or a wine, or something you want it soaked overnight for a certain recipe. But for a good tender steak, too long with certain items will semi-cook it. Like I put lemon on mine one time for following a recipe, and I let it sit. It was not good. So all I did was salt and pepper on one side. You can turn it over and put salt and pepper on the other side if you'd like. And in a few. Anyway, I'm gonna get out one more of my throwaway. I use throwaway pans. It's easier on my life these days. So put that in there, and I'm gonna shake what fell off on the. So, and that's all there is to it. Is it's almost not big enough for the pan, but I'm gonna use it. You know, salt, pepper, let it sit while your potatoes are cooking. You let it sit, Unless you want to wait a few minutes before your potatoes get done and do all this preparation, but I went ahead and did it, and I let it set, till almost the potatoes are done. No. But when I came home to this oven that opens like this, I was happy, happy, happy. Before I'd have to stand right here. I know y'all only see my back, but I had to stand right here, slide up the thing to get the food out. Then I can go right up to it. Take my towel. I'm not open and touch it. It's hot. And take my towel, pull it out. I'm so happy. Costs more than I really wanted, but hey, it works. It works. Now like it. So I also have a question. Any of my friends that are listening, did y'all send me a package from a company called Harry and David's? I don't know who's it. It's coming tomorrow. Don't know what it is. I love Harry and David's truffles. They got the best chocolate truffles for an American chocolate. So, just curious. Somebody fess up. Who's sending me? Now, I did get a present from my banker, my investment banker, broker. But I told him last year, I can't eat this product. It's almond bark, like brittle. And I can't have almonds. They're not good for my stomach. And so he said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. You should have told me." I said, "I did." But he's my age. We're the same age. And so you do forget from 1 year to 1 year. So he apologized and said, "We'll give it to somebody else." So I'm thinking he may have resent me something from Harry and David. I just told him that I couldn't eat almond stuff. Hope he understood. If that was him sending the new stuff, I don't know. But anyway, we're going to wash my hands. Yeah. But anybody got any questions for me? Want to come up and say hello? Anybody want to come in the room? There's the link. I think that's the right link to StreamYards. Anybody want to come up and talk? Only one person here, but that's all right. I had a blast in Florida. I went to the Disney outlet store, which was good but not good. A little disappointing. It was a small little store. But I did find a $69.99 shirt for $19.99. It's a sweatshirt, what you call it. There's another name for them, but it's long. It can almost be a mini dress on me, but I'm not wearing it as a mini dress. This woman. So I had a blast. Could have been better at the store there. I'm going to talk about what wasn't great. Was a company called Scootaround. Scootaround was the company that was on the boat. Nice scooters, and they did wonderful on the boat. Because all I had to do was turn it into the boat from the day I left. I was supposed to take it with me. I did not know it. I just left it at the room. And so we had to wait about 10, 15 minutes for them to make sure that I didn't take a scooter off the boat. I said, how in the heck am I going to get a scooter off the boat without y'all doing? I had to make sure it wasn't broke, wasn't messed up. So they called and said I was good to go. So me and the person I went off the boat with was Scotty J and his partner Danny. And they took me to Orlando. But when I got to Orlando, before I got to Orlando, I was told by a friend in our group, Scootaround is more than just on ships, they're on land. And Orlando has them. So I went with Scootaround. Nah. Scootaround told me that they couldn't deliver the scooter before 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, I had a bit of a time getting into the right hotel room because The third party, don't ever go with the third party. The third party booked me at the very back of the resort. I was at All Star Music. If you know anything about All Star Music, you pull up right there in the center. It's their big lobby in their I call it a market restaurant. Walk up, order cafeteria style. All right, and they're in their little shop where you can buy all kind of Mickey stuff, Disney stuff. And then you go out the back door, go this way, go left or right, and then go after you go left or right, you turn left either side. One building here, 2 buildings, 3 buildings, 4 buildings. 1, 2, 3, 4 buildings. I think there were 4 or 5 buildings in a row, but they're not close together, but they are. And they had me in the very last building, and I had specified that I wanted a room as close to the buses as I could get because I have bone on bone in my feet. And after a while, sometimes the bone on bone starts hurting, and I can't walk it. That's why I got a scooter when I got on the ship because I did not want to have any trouble walking the islands that I went to, getting off the ship. So we rented, from the cruise. Well, they told me that it took me about 30, 40 minutes to get into a room. So no big deal. After they corrected, they said it's third party. We really can't do anything, First Lady said. So she gave me a room 1 building closer. I said, that ain't going to work. I went out, got lost, couldn't find, trying to find it because I turned the wrong way. I had never been to that resort before. So I went back in after someone told me that I had went the wrong way for about 3 blocks. Turned around so tired, came back in and just sat down. And I told the girl that helped me the first time that won't work. So she said, okay. So she got me 1 more room closer. Can't remember if there were 4 or 5 in a row buildings. And I wasn't happy with it. And so I went and looked and I said, no. I didn't go very far. I just went out the door and looked around. I got to go that way. And I said, no, that's too far. So I went back in. I was just sitting there kind of like, what am I going to do? They said they couldn't help me. Well, I don't remember the lady's name. If I did, I'd be shouting her out to the heavens and back. Nice lady, my angel, my saving grace. She was in a wheelchair, pushing the wheelchair with her feet and arms. She worked there. She was one of the people that checked you in. And she said, can I help you? I've been seeing you sitting here for about 5 minutes. And you kind of look like something's wrong. I said, yes, ma'am. I said, when I booked the room for the closest to the bus as I could get it. And they gave me the farthest away from the bus as I could get it. And she said, did you book through a third party? I said, yes. She said, that's probably where your problem went. And the first lady, handed me a map. And it was pointing the way. Then she handed me another map, and I said, I'm not taking either one of the maps. And, I didn't want it. But anyway, this nice little lady told her my problem. She come back and said that, well, so-and-so building worked. I said, I need it as close as I can get it. I said, I have bone on bone in my feet, and walking too far is going to mess up my vacation because I've got a scooter coming. It's supposed to be here at 2 o'clock. She said, I'll be right back. Long story short, she came back, handed me another map, and she says, ma'am, Disney is very sorry. We gave you the wrong map to start with. Open it up, and it's the first building. You go out the door, go to the left, first building. And I was so proud and happy. And they brought my luggage to my room for me. They did. I walked up to the room. They have an elevator. Stayed up there and kind of looked the room over, and I said, oh, crap. This is a very nice room, but the bed's too tall. But I said, you know what? For that nice lady getting me a closest room as she can get, I'll deal with a high bed. And I was able to do that by, they had a table right next to the bed and a chair. You got room to walk, but you had a chair there. I just put my butt on the bed, put my feet up on the chair, on the edge of the chair, and kind of pushed myself backwards up on the bed, and that worked. I said, thank you, Lord, for giving me a close room. And it was very, very, very nice room. Yeah, it was a shower and a tub. And I usually don't, I love getting in the bathtub, but I can't get up and down out of them anymore. So I was, luckily, I was able to get in and out of the tub. I stood, showered. But the downside from the hotel, All Star Music, is the cafeteria, the marketplace, whatever you want to call it, where they eat. The first morning, I don't know if I ate anything there or not. No, the first morning after that night I went and after I checked in and everything, I went to Disney Springs, and I ate at the restaurant I like, Chef's Homecoming restaurant, and I had leftover chicken, so I ate that. I ate that later that night for dinner, but the next morning when I got up, I had was supposed to be a do nothing day, but because of the scooter mess up and me finding out that the annual pass people get a present, it's in my suitcase, or I would get it out and show you. You get they give you a little magnet or keychain or a pen every month, something every month. Well, this month it was 3. Hey, welcome, Phil Rose. You in the loft. Sorry, I can't pronounce your name right. Anyway, they gave out 3 magnets that were Disney magnets. It was Pumbaa, Stitch, and oh yes, hey Lee, I remember now. Pumbaa, Stitch, and one other one. Can't think who it was now. Anyway, they're in my suitcase. I got to unpack today. I didn't unpack last night. I didn't get home until about 8 o'clock. No, 7:30. No, 7:30. So I got to unpack today and put things away. I did wash. Another good thing about All Star Music is they have a laundry, and it costs $3.50 for detergent. Well, I have a long story I'm not going into. Someone tried to use my credit card, so I had to say it's not me. I'm back home from my cruise. Well, anyway, I couldn't use my credit card. It wouldn't take a debit card, so I didn't have any laundry. So there was a nice gentleman worked there. He was working around there, and he said, "Yes, I can get you some soap for free. We have, in case some people don't have credit cards." And he said, "I may or may not have a laundry dryer sheet." I said, "I'll take whatever, sir." He was nice and gave me one for free. Now, to wash your clothes, you had to use your phone. You had to click the app and go on the phone. So I could use my debit card on the app. So as soon as my mailman comes, well, he's probably already come. I got to go out and get the mail. I should have some things in there that I have to deal with my credit cards and get them straightened out. But yeah, this was fun. I didn't know I've been talking so long, but just check on this up. I got a clean knife. I got a little towel. My other ones are over there, and I'm just going to use this one. Let's see how this looks. Oh, I don't think it's done, but it's getting there. Not done. So, I mean, I don't know how long ago I put it in. I didn't watch the timer. Sometimes you just going to have to take a fork and see if the potato's done. If the potato's not done, keep cooking it. So it's not done. Put it back in the oven. And if you don't think it's cooking high enough, take your temperature up. I'm going to go to 375. So I'll get it going. So I've had, wonderful time at Disney, wonderful time on the cruise, other than the chaos of not knowing where anybody was, how to get in hold of anybody. But that's going to be corrected the next cruise I go on. If I go with anybody, I'm going to make sure that, do you have WhatsApp? Because WhatsApp is used worldwide. It's an international app. And, just a way to contact them. Because, you could say, hey, we're going to meet at 6 o'clock in the dining room. Well, you get there and they don't show up. So you don't have a way to call them. So on the next Helping Hands for Cruising, Sean had said he's going to make sure there's a way we can get in contact with people that want to be get in contact with. Make sure if you're going to be there and you're going to want to be able to talk to everybody, that's fine. But if you can't afford to get the package, that's fine too. Just make sure we'll be able to know them, where the main people are. So, but it's been wonderful coming home last night to my dog, and little Candy looks like she's lost a little bit of weight. So, yeah, I was watching computer before this. I was watching her name is Brogan Tate. She's out of England. She's on the video I'm watching. She's on a weekend trip with her mom to Prague to go to the Christmas markets. And next year, I would like to go to the Christmas market. I'd like to be able to venture out. I want to go on a cruise down to the Christmas market so I can go to the different towns. Or either that, I want to go and either take I'm not driving. And I'm not going unless someone wants to go with me and you want to do the driving from town to town, or you want to help me navigate the train, the bus, the whatever system to get to the next town. But they're just in one town, Prague. And they're there for the weekend to look over the town. And if any of y'all ever been out of the country to like Germany, Austria, Prague, they have hotels downtown and you don't need a car. And you just walk. And I want those kind of land tours. Well, I won't need anything. I don't have to go out far. And if I want to, I can get an Uber and go out and see something outside the little town. But I'm happy with looking over your area, your town, your shopping. Those kind of things. And my oven just went up the temperature. That's what the noise was. So, we're going to cook these taters a little longer because they were still hard, not cooked. And I don't know what time I got them on. It's like I came on about a minute after 4 because I was running a minute or two behind. And probably the time I got in the oven, it was probably 4:15, 4:20. So it's still got a little ways to go. But I've got plans for the rest up until June. I've got already plans of things I'm going to be doing. Well, January I have nothing. Unless in the rest of December, only thing I want to do is I'm going to go to a Christmas market we have in Atlanta. A friend of mine is going to take me because she wants to go. So I got to call her and do that. And I'm going to go see my mother. She's going to take me to see my mom. So we're going to do that. But January, unless I take you to the grocery store, which I will when I go to the grocery store, I'm going to try to remember to go live. To show you my grocery store and take my time to show you what we have, what I'm buying. Because when I went on the cruise, I had over 1,000 hits on my lives, on a couple of my lives. And I want to get there again. I want to get over 1,000 on my lives again. So I don't know. Someone suggested maybe, since I don't drive in the wintertime, to take an Uber and go to either a museum or our aquarium or a zoo. We have a puppet of arts, puppetry of art, where they do puppet shows. We have the Jimmy Carter Library, and so I could do something like that with y'all. Just take an Uber, and we could spend the day, spend a few hours looking over that, because I really enjoy when I travel. And I also want to be able to cook again for y'all like I'm doing today. So I'm hoping to get back in the swing of things this year. And I'm hoping that, like right now, I've only got one person. So I'm hoping later that I'll have more people. Oh, and the lives that I didn't even put a title. I just put it out there on the YouTube app, which I may have to go through the YouTube app. Oh, maybe that'll be better, and it will push me out more if I go straight through the YouTube app instead of going through the StreamYards. Because if I invite somebody up and they're not coming, I could go through the YouTube app and just be me and see how many people I get. But YouTube pushed me out while I was on my trip. So it was kind of nice and wonderful. Yeah. So, and when you cook your steak, you can broil your steak. Depends on how you like it. About 8 minutes per side, depending on how thick it is. It's about a medium well. I go 7 to 8 minutes per side, depends on how thick I get it. And I have a medium well steak. I don't like them well done, and I don't like them moving. So, but on my next live, I'll get together of everything that I got on my trip, or I'm going to video it, one or the other. Show you the things that I picked up. Picked up a t-shirt, picked up some magnets, picked up this shirt. Show you my cookies, if I haven't eaten them all by then, that I got at the Disney Mickey party. And show you the chocolate, if I hadn't eaten it all, that I got in Honduras. So it was pretty interesting to bring back some stuff. And I had to remember to leave room to bring back some stuff. My magnets, there are a couple in my purse and a couple in my suitcase. Oh, and yesterday, coming home at the airport, I read my time that the flight left. I read it wrong. So I was at the airport 4 hours, way early, 4 hours ahead. So I always get a wheelchair so my feet won't hurt, and they push me because I don't want to get lost. Because some of these airports, you have to go outside on a train to get to the next building or the next building, and I didn't want to do all that. I didn't want to get lost, so I always use assistance. Well, when she parked me there, I decided I would move myself in the back corner, and I did a live, at the airport, showing you the planes taking off and just talking for about 30 minutes. Well, I was sitting there, and this gentleman came up, and he said, "I like your ears," and he said, "I like your Stitch bag. Do you like Stitch?" I said, "I love Stitch." He reached in his little his bag and handed me a Stitch ink pen. It's got Stitch on it. I said, "Oh, did you go to Disney and get this?" He said, "No, ma'am. I'm here for work, and we had gifts given to us, and I was given 2 pens, and I need one for my daughter, and I'm giving you one." And I said, "Well, thank you." So it's in my purse. I'll have all that to show y'all the next time. So that's what I'm doing today. Later on, I'll be talking to my friend and maybe crocheting. We might do crochet live again on either one of their channels on YouTube or one of the channels on TikTok. But I'm hoping to build up my people again. If y'all are here, please hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. It's free unless you want to be a member. I think I've got it on the 99-cent plan for now. Thought about doing Patreon and doing some lives over on Patreon. I don't know yet. But if y'all want to see Roxanne do some more videos and more places, if y'all would like to see me take Candy with me, I gotta have more funds. Y'all want to donate to my travel fund? Cause it cost me over $500 just to board Candy for 2 weeks, and that $500, if Candy was allowed on a cruise ship, and yeah, some dogs are allowed on a cruise ship if they're a helping dog, a certified, not a support dog. They have to be a actual, I can't think of the word of it, helping dog right now, what comes to mind. But a support dog is different. So my Candy is more a support dog, but she's not got the papers. And that doesn't do anything but get you sometimes grocery stores, housing, and things like that, So I'd like to be able to go more places and take Candy with me. Whether I go for the weekend, like Brogan Tate is going for the weekend to Prague. Now, if I'm going to go all the way to... Now, she's closer to Prague than I am. She's in England. She's in the UK, so Prague it's only a couple hours for her on the flight. For me, that would be a 17, 18 flight. So, if y'all want to see me go to Disney for the weekend, I need the funds. So, I'm saving to get to be able to do those things. So, but like I said, February I've got another cruise. I'll be going there. March I'm going to Helen, Georgia, and meet up with a bunch of friends. I got a friend driving me. He's going to come from the airport. I'm going to pick him up at the airport, and then he's going to take over. Or he's going to take an Uber to my house, and he's going to take over the driving. So that's March. April, I've got Stella Fest. It's a Star Trek, Star Wars, Doctor Who convention. Sci-fi convention. April. May, I've got MomoCon. In June, a big trip this year. I'm going with the gentleman's name is Park Pass. He's a Disney travel vlogger for Disney, Universal Studios, Legoland, any theme park, any hotel that has to do with a theme of a theme park. He does, and he's doing a trip to Paris. So I'm going on this trip to Paris. So I should know some. I've already paid the down payment, and I already supposed to have known something about how to finish paying it. But the group is out of the Netherlands, so I should know something. Hopefully by the end of by Monday, how to finish paying that trip off. And Candy will stay home. I think it's a 10 or 11-day trip. She'll stay here. So I'll need funds. I will need funds to, if I stay longer. I've already budgeted that trip, but still it takes money. Yeah. We're going to check this food again. If anyone's here, we'll check the food again. It's getting there, folks. But I don't think it's done yet. Not quite. Not quite. It's getting there. About another 15 minutes or so. It's about halfway, cook it. I think I'm going to add another splash of milk on it and continue cooking it. And it's going to be so yummy. I get the milk open. Just a couple of splashes. Put it back in, continue cooking. But if you're a short person like me and you want an easier way to get stuff in and out of the oven, get you a side opening door. I've also got these asparagus I'm going to cook. They're not going to take long. They're already. Now I was going to put butter on the potatoes and I didn't. So it's not too late to add the butter. I'm just going to add it on top. Now, when you add in cheese, sometimes I don't add butter because it's actually got butter in it. If cheese, it comes from a cow, so. But I'm going to open it back up and add 3 or 4 pats of butter on top of it to make it even yummier. But the butter does not have to go in it right away since this has still got a ways to cook, another 20 minutes or so, 15, 20 minutes. The butter will soar right on in. But we're going to open it again. And get it out. I'll show you what it looks like this time. Okay. All right. There it is. It's not done, but it's getting there. And I'm just going to add this butter right on top in little splotches. Make it better. It's going to be good. I haven't cooked a proper meal in my kitchen in a long time. I did Thanksgiving, but I did it in my crock pot. And it was okay. It was okay cook. But I said, oh well. But I've got half of a turkey left to cook. Unless I get me a Cornish hen, which I might do. I love turkey, but a Cornish hen lately is what I've been wanting. So I'll probably get a Cornish hen and cook it for Christmas. I may get a ham. And when I get a ham, I'll have the butcher cut this big old ham. I'll have him cut it in 4 pieces. You don't want to slice a ham and cook it in the oven. It dries it out. So if you cook it in a big old hunk, that will get me enough ham for 3 meals for me, depending on the size I buy. If I buy a semi-small one, I have them cut it 2 pieces. So that's going to be my eats, Yep. So, anybody got any questions for Roxanne? I guess not. We've been on almost an hour. And I know one of my friends, he had to go out and do some errands with his husband today. And so he said he'd call me later. They were on the way home. They're about an hour and a half away from where they had to go. So when you live in a small town, you got to go to the big towns to get what you need these days. That's like any place. Like if I wanted to go back to IKEA, It's about 45 minutes to me to go downtown to IKEA. But I go the back roads. I don't get on the expressway. And I'm there at IKEA. And I had a blast when I went this summer. So I'm going to do it again. Take myself again somewhere easy. I don't go much in the wintertime because of the way the sun goes down in my eyes about 3:30, 4 o'clock. I cannot see. So I have to wait till it goes past the horizon so I can see. And then you only have like an hour, hour and a half to get home before it gets dark. Dark. So anyway, that's my winter. That's my story about my winter trip, I call it. Had a blast. Love meeting Sean and Alana. Met their son, met Sean's son David. Met Sean's mother and Sean's cousin, and I think sister. It was a blast. I got to see my friend Dan again. We had a blast together. We ate dinner together a couple of times. I got to meet Michael Ann again. Hooray, hooray. Got to meet Crystal again. Got to meet Kelly and her husband, Donna and Ross. Everybody was so amazing. So, thanks everyone for coming. And like I said, please thumbs up my video, like and subscribe. If you're new here, it's free to join, free to be a member, unless you want to do the paid membership, which is 99 cents. So, thanks for coming along. Hi, whoever just showed up. If you're one of my friends that want to come on stage, it's in the chat room. If not, I'm just going to say goodbye. I've got my stuff cooking in the oven. I made a potato, casserole like? What do you call it? Au gratin potatoes. Homemade cheese, homemade, not a box. With my cheese, my milk, my cream, my salt, my pepper, and a little bit of garlic salt. That's going to be so yummy. And I'm cooking a steak in a minute. I did add a pat of butter on the steak when we were talking. But I got a steak I'm going to cook with salt and pepper and garlic powder and ginger. That's going to be so yummy. And then I've got this jar of asparagus I'm going to put on and cook. These are done already. I just need to season them up a little bit. Add a little pat of butter. These are white asparagus, and you get these at our Lidl's. Y'all have a Lidl's? These are from Germany. Now we grow asparagus here in the U.S., but distributed by Lidl's. I don't know what company. Product of China. Oh, these are from China. Most of our asparagus in the U.S. is green, but you can buy white, but it's hard to find. So this jar is enough for 2 meals for me, maybe 3. So, okay. Since I'm the only one here right now, if you're here listening, it's not showing me. So I would like to say thank you, everyone, for coming. Have a blessed day, and we're going to see y'all on the next adventure with Roxanne. Thumbs it up, like it, and subscribe. Donate if you would like.